Hello and welcome to Cindershadow Gaming. I'm your host Cindershadow, and today I'm doing this a little different. We're doing it as a live stream, as a recast, but we're going to get into talking about a copyrighted Magic the Gathering deck. Well, first thing first, we have a certificate of registration. This is absolutely insane. Now, if you guys see things come up, people are going to comment on it. If you guys want to say hi, it will show up. Lame. Let's Yes, we have a certificate of registration. This certificate issued under the seal of Copyright Office in accordance with Title 17 of the United States Code attests that the registration has been made of work identified below. The information on the certificate has been made a part of the Copyright Office records. And it's signed by the copyrights director, Fragapooloza, or something like that. It's got a registration number. The title of work is Angels and Demons. It's the Angels and Demons deck. This is obviously a legacy style deck. The year of completion is 2021. The registration date was June 22nd, 2021, and the effective date of registration was May 30th. So this is this year. The author of it is Robert Hovinden. And it's considered a compilation, like a mixture. You see these things when you get a mixed track tape or a CD, where like Big Shiny Tunes, that was one of the biggest tracks of the 80s and 90s. I think that was mostly the 90s. You get that mixtape and you put it on. That's what they've done with this. They have taken a mixture of the cards and made their own mixtape into a deck and copyrighted it. Limitation of the copyright claim, material excluded from this claim underlying individual playing cards. New material included in claim, the compilation of the cards. This may spur other copyright things happening, because what happens now? This person plays just think about this. This person plays this in a legacy tournament or in an official Magic the Gathering tournament or MTGO, and this is what I mean. Jump scares are live. Sorry guys, if that scared you, welcome to the live stream recast. Okay, so this came up on the Pluralistic. It's a daily link by Cory Doctorow. They just post it. They don't ask for anything. They just put up data on a plain black and white. There's no ads whatsoever. So August 14th, which is today, has this deck, and it's been copyrighted. It's a page 1 of 1, so I'm not entirely sure how this comes about, because nowhere in here does it actually say the deck. So now I'm wondering if it's just these 7 cards, and this is considered the deck, right? So you cannot put Wrath of God, Unholy Strength, Baneslayer Angel, Dynamic Tutor, and Serra Angel plus a Swamp and a Plains together and call it a deck. You're not allowed to do that anymore. It has been copyrighted. Morning Crash. So it's kind of interesting. It's just the culmination of these 7 cards you cannot put in a deck. You cannot put it together as a deck just as these 7 cards. That is what I get out of this. So it's kind of interesting. The same person did like a copyright of some nanoscale art exhibits that test the limits of copyright. And the whole idea of this is just to test and show how absurd copyright can actually be. You put through 5 or 6 songs together, and then it becomes a copyright. You can copyright that together as a compilation, and that's something that's out there apparently in copyright law. I don't even understand this. So copyright doesn't protect the fruits of your hard work, or does not protect the fruits of your hard work. It just doesn't. No matter what I've heard, the legal bias for copyright in U.S. law and in international treaties is to protect creativity, not effort. If you labor for 5 years to create a faithful catalog of all the houses in the city or all the books in the library with the goal of creating as faithful, logical, and linear resource as possible, copyright holds no protection for you. On the other hand, if you dash off a haiku in 5 seconds, copyright will reward you with the exclusive right to reproduce, display, adapt your work for the entire lifetime and 70 years beyond. So, ideally, because a haiku is literally just a bunch of words together, right? Because you strung these words together, technically that can be copyrighted, but the words themselves cannot be on their own. So it's kind of a weird sort of scenario here. Like the card Wrath of God from Wizards of the Coast, they own the copyright for it. But this person putting Wrath of God, Unholy Strength, Baneslayer Angel, Dynamic Tutor, Sarah Angel, and a Plains in a Swamp together technically is now owned by this person. So it'll be a very interesting way to put things together. It's very strange. It's like making a therapeutic text sheet that's literally just a blanket and getting on a news segment. Yeah. And Crash Test is going to copyright me. Done just to prove a point. That's exactly what this is. And it sounds like this person's done this in the past. He does strange and absurd copyright things just to do it. And it's very strange. It's indeed a gnarly question about ethics, mechanics, and practicalities of copyright law. Luckily, there's an outstanding resource for people who want to go beyond the prerogative thought experiment and delve into the esoterica. Jesus. Back in 2014, Jennifer Jenkins and James Boyle published this is a book. You can read up on it. Talking about the theft of history of music. This is a really tough sort of article to read because it goes into a lot of details of stuff that doesn't pertain to it in particular, but it shows more copyright overall. Yeah, they've really put together a bunch of them. So it's kind of interesting. They don't really go too much into it. And from my understanding, it is literally, if you put these 7 cards together, this deck is copyrighted and you can't do that anymore. Unless you show that the copyright is claimed by Robert Hovden. If I'm mispronouncing your name, I am sorry on that. But it's really interesting. What do you guys think? What do you actually think about this? You know, if you're seeing this afterwards, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments what you actually think of copywriting a deck. What 7 cards would you put together in copyright? In all honesty, like this is kind of absurd. Fun and very creative way of using copyright. Fred, welcome. Xerox, welcome. So if everyone is net decking the latest standard deck and summon copyright, it's now sort of banned. I have no clue. I don't get it. The document doesn't say much about what the items are. That's exactly it. However, this is the certificate. This is the certificate of registration. So there would have been another document that went along with this stating what that registration is. There's a registration number here. The THRU 262767 is the actual copyright thing. They don't actually link to the whole thing here, which is kind of strange. You would probably have to look this up. Yeah, it's just a pointless, it's a pointless version of doing this together. You would copyright key parts of tier 1 decks, but the new compilation wouldn't technically cover that. Now, here's the other thing of it. Does this only cover if you have this particular Wrath of God from that set, this Baneslayer Angel from that set, this Unholy Strength, the Dynamic Tutor, and the Sarah Angels? I believe that is white bordered, so I'm guessing revised. I'm thinking revised because the Unholy Strength still has the pentagram behind it. And I'm pretty sure that's where that is. And then the 2 lands, like, is this the only way? Like, if I take a new version of this with newer art forms of these cards, would that still fall under this? Like, it's kind of interesting. There's key parts missing indeed. Comprehend information is important. Yeah, like, in all honesty, I believe that's what it is. Yeah, you white border. Yeah, you know what? White borders, whatever. People, for some reason, go crazy over white border cards. I don't understand it. Hey, Mr. Jones here now, too. What is going on? Anyway, guys, if you like this little bit of a segment, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the links down below, and I will catch you all next time.